Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The O Show. I'm O, and I'm here for your amusement. Okay, you guys, so I don't know when you're going to see this video, but me recording it is August 6th, 2024, which is the official release date of this movie, The Mousetrap, right? Now, I mentioned this movie back when I think I saw the first Winnie the Pooh movie, because a lot of things are entering public domain, and so January of 2024 they announced that Steamboat Willie from Disney has entered the public domain. And I guess there was this one movie who was already jumping on board, to make a movie about Mickey, right? And at the time it was called Mickey's Mousetrap. So I don't know what happened with the title, but I guess it got changed and now it's just The Mousetrap, right? Okay. So, it is on video on demand. I got it from Prime, and it is right now available to rent. I think if you buy it, it's $5.99, but I was like, I'm not buying that shit. I'll rent it, right? And it's funny because usually when I rent movies on Prime, they're like, once you initiate the watch, you get to watch it for 2 days. This movie is like, you get to watch this movie for 7 days, honey. No, thank you. Do I get money back for like the days I don't watch this movie? Because I've seen it once and that is it. I don't need to see it ever again. You guys, I have never been so upset watching a movie. I love crap. I will watch a movie that everyone else is like, I don't want to watch that. I was like, well, you know what? Let me give it a chance. I'll let you know if it was good or not. I don't even know where to begin with this movie, you guys. Like, it's only 80 minutes, and it's 80 minutes too long. But my problem is when you hear that someone made a movie about Steamboat Willie, you would expect there to be a lot of elements from Steamboat Willie. Kind of like Winnie the Pooh. I would rather watch Winnie the Pooh, the first one. Okay, like for real. I would rather go back and appreciate all the shit I said about that movie. But, yeah, let's talk about The Mousetrap. Lord help us. So the movie starts off with like a Star Wars crawl. Is that what it's called? So at the beginning of Star Wars, you see all this like words scrolling like upwards on the screen. They do that in here, and then they're just like, hey, we reached out to Disney to see if they want us an input or give input, or they want to be a part of some stupid crap they're saying. Like, they're trying to be funny. So I'm like, okay, is this supposed to be like a comedy? And they even said like, oh yeah, since we're doing this scrolling thing, like we're not a part of the Star Wars franchise, like. Okay, so when the movie starts, we see this girl and she's sitting behind bars. She's being interrogated by these two men. You got like this hot man to the right, and then to the left, you got this guy who looks like a serial killer. I'm sorry. I am so sorry to this man.
Sorry to this man.
So they're making a point to say that today is Friday the 13th of March, which that has nothing to do with the story. But anyway, I guess because they said Friday the 13th, it's supposed to be like a spooky day. I don't know, but okay. So then we have the opening credits, and the opening credits are showing like footage from Steamboat Willie. And then you got the credits over here, right? So again, I'm like, ooh, okay, there's gonna be some elements from Steamboat Willie in here. No! So we open up to this place that's called Fun Haven. So it's like an indoor amusement thing. And we got this guy who's a manager, and we only show these two female employees. The main person's name is Alex, and then you got this like slacker girl named Jaina or Jama or somebody, who cares. And the manager is like, I know we're closing in 15 minutes, but someone just called in for a party for like 8-year-olds, and he agreed to it. So he's like, I need both of you to stay late, and then you'll have all this overtime. So of course I know you don't want to, but they agree because I guess it's time and a half or something. But here's the thing: this manager leaves these 2 girls to man this whole location, this whole building by themselves. And this place has like a bar, it has a kitchen, it's a big entertainment space thing. But they're like, someone has to stay in the front to man the front counter. And I guess the other person, walks around and, I don't know, helps with games or something. But you mean to tell me you're telling them, like, and these places, so these places close at what? 9, 10 o'clock, maybe 11 o'clock on weekends. I don't know. I haven't been to one of these entertainment things in a while. But if you're closing in 15 minutes and then you say some party's coming in and expect to be here for another 3 hours, you don't have no alcohol open for the adults. You don't have no food for the kids. Are they just coming in to just play games and leave? Like, that makes no sense to me. Why are you staying open? You only have 2 employees there? Fucking manager douche of the year. So then we get to like the dumbest villain intro ever. So this manager goes into this, it's like a theater lounge. I'm still assuming he's in the place. So he goes into this room that looks like an indoor theater. There's like a bunch of recliner chairs and things, and there's a projector in the middle of the room. And there's a big screen in front. And then to the side, there's a whole like liquor table. So he goes and makes himself a drink, right? I'm assuming it's like vodka or something. I forgot what it was. Some clear liquid. He walks over to this display cabinet thing, and we see this vintage. Well, they tell you later, this one guy was like, ooh, it's a vintage 1920s Mickey Mouse thing. Okay, so I'm letting you know that right now. So he goes in there, and he opens it up. So there's the mask. And then right underneath, he has like a couple of like collector's edition movies. And one is Steamboat Willie. So he pulls it out, and then he like goes to put it into the projector. Or was it a disc? I don't even know. But it's just a projector, like, it's probably a DVD. And he puts it on, and he sits down, and he starts drinking his drink. Watching Steamboat Willie. Okay, now, I'm not judging him because I'm in my 40s, and I would sit down and watch a cartoon like that. Okay, because I still love my cartoons. There are a lot of classic things out there. I just bought the Looney Tunes 80th anniversary collection thing because it came with a Funko Pop. Like a collector's Funko Pop. But sometimes I just want to watch some Bugs Bunny. So anyway, he's watching this, right? And then he starts hearing these voices in the room. He's getting up going, Jada, Alex, is that you? Now, mind you, it's not that there's like this huge theater projector flashing at the screen, which will really blind you if you were looking right at it. No, it's a stupid little projector thing, just, little projector. But he's standing there going, Alex, Jada, look at you. Dude, all you gotta do is like take a step to the left. And when you do this, you can now not be blinded by the lights of the strobing of the box, right? But he doesn't. He just stands in the room going, I can't see. So something happens and he drops his drink, and then it spills on, I guess, an exposed part of the cord from the projector, which sparks. Then all of a sudden the lights in the room turn red, and he turns and looks at the Mickey Mouse mask, walks to it, opens it up, and now I guess he is now Killer Mickey. What sense does this make? Now, I was maybe thinking they're gonna play with the whole like public domain now, like maybe there's this evil voodoo person who's like, ooh, Steamboat Willie is in the public domain, I'm gonna curse a whole bunch of DVDs or something, and then maybe this guy like ordered one, and now he's gonna watch it, and then, you know, I mean, that would make sense, but so the one girl, the slacker girl, Jana or Jama or somebody, she's like, ooh, I'm gonna go like screw my boyfriend or something. Can I leave? And she leaves Lisa alone. So Lisa's like, well, hurry up, like go and then come back. And she's like, okay, I will. So now Lisa's just in this place all by herself, right? Again, she's supposed to be waiting for this party of 8. And she never like sits there and goes like, where is everyone? She just walks around and plays games and things. But then she goes around this corner and then she sees this man in a Mickey Mouse outfit doing something by a door. And she's like, oh my god, what's happening? And then he starts walking towards her and then she runs away. Just to end up going into this other section of the building and finds that like 10 of her friends are there. There's a lot of people in this movie. But like, 10 of her friends are there. And they're like, surprise! And she's like, what the hell's going on? And they're like, well, we're the party that called in, you know, to be here because we're giving you a surprise 21st birthday. I would be pissed. I would be like, first of all, I could be outside at a bar right now. Or something. But y'all made me stay here to throw me a party at my job. I mean, I guess she's still getting paid, but it doesn't make sense because she's telling the other girl, like, well, if you leave, hello, is his name Mike? Whoever the manager. She was like, he's gonna know you're gone because cameras, right? But then she has no problem with these people here having her party and she's drinking and not working. But aren't you still under cameras? So I feel like whoever wrote this movie just had to make sure like all the cliches are there, right? So you have like the goth girl who ends up being Rebecca, who is the girl that's locked up at the beginning of the movie who's telling the story. Now hold on to that. But then we got like the slut girl, the perv guy, the nerd, the jock, just all the cliches of like who needs to be at this party. So, we kind of keep flashing back, not flashing, but we keep jumping back to the girl in the jail cell who's Rebecca. And these cops are just asking her all these questions. So most of their conversations like, okay, now you need to tell us who the killer is. Because if you don't tell us who the killer is, we're going to pin all this on you and you're going to go to jail. And that just makes no sense to me. If I'm somewhere and someone is murdering my friends, how are you going to just tell me like, well, who's the killer? I don't fucking know. Oh, well, since you don't know who the killer is, we're just going to throw you in jail because you're the survivor of everything. But, like, what doesn't make sense is Rebecca's telling the story. But before Rebecca even got there, she's telling the cops, like, all that happened before they got there. So how the fuck does she know? How is she telling this story? And then at one point, like, there was a phone call made, and there was someone not saying anything. And then the cop is like, well, how did you know it was a he? Because you just said that he didn't say anything. And she was like, oh, because Lisa told me. Did I say her name was Lisa? The main girl? No, or is it Alex? Oh, shit. I forgot her name. Okay, anyway, the main girl. Whose name is Alex? Who the hell's Lisa? Okay, you know what? But anyway, she said the main girl. So she was like, yeah, because so-and-so told me. But in the movie, her and the main, I swear it's Alex, her and the main girl don't really talk that much. So she's all like, so-and-so told me this happened, so-and-so told me this happened. But in the movie, that never happens. Like, she's here, and they never like... Okay, so then we have our first kill, and Mickey kills the perv and the slut. I don't know their names. But then they don't show them get killed. We just, you know, they're about to have sex. Because horror movie. Which also is crazy because at one scene we see like the guy take his shirt off and he goes over to them, right? And then we like, the scene changes to, or we go to the next scene, which is the kids like at the table talking and you know, blah, 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 blah. But then when we cut back to the people who are having sex, you would think they're already having sex or just finished, because first he was taking off his shirt and came over. Then we had this whole scene with these people, and then when we come back, she was like, do you have protection? And he's like, no, I'm clean. And she's like, well, maybe I'm not clean. And he was like, okay, well, yes, I do. Here's a condom. I was looking at the clock like, y'all should be done having sex now. Like, they haven't even done anything yet. But anyway, they don't, because now they're killed, and then we don't even see the kill, so. So, Lisa and her, or is it Alex? God damn it, what the hell is this girl's name? Anyway, the birthday girl. She is, she's serving her friends drinks. So there's like beer bottles all on this one table. They even have a cake that they cut into. And then at one point, someone goes, where's the knife? And so the knife disappears. But anyway, she's all like, I want to go to a bar, you guys. I can have my like real official drink like given to me. Because again, the manager's like, there's a party coming in. You guys got to stay, but the whole kitchen and everything else is closed. So she's like behind the bar, like doing everything. So then she goes, come on, you guys, let's go to a bar. But she never like cleans up the mess. Like, if you go to a bar, you are going to get drunk and trash. Like, no one's going to come back to work and clean after the fact. That just makes no sense. Why didn't she just be like, okay, you guys, like, just throw everything away. Just clean up. And they were going to go to this bar. But no, they don't. So, as they're trying to walk out the place, then they notice that there are chains on the door, right? And then we just start jumping around, like, everywhere for no reason. So, like, the jock ends up running to Mickey. And then Rebecca ends up running to Mickey, and then she's walking around with a flashlight. I don't even remember where she got this flashlight from. But like she falls, and the flashlight starts strobing, and then I guess it freaks Mickey out, and he runs away. So you're like, oh, okay. And the only thing like I could think of, like why would he be scared of strobe lights, is because when the manager obviously it's a manager, guys, if you haven't picked it up, before he got possessed. You know, the strobe, well, it's not even a strobe light, you know, the projector, it's like in his face, you know, when he was all like, hey, you guys, who's there? So I'm thinking, like, that has something to do with it, but, okay, guys, so there's a bit of, like, this stupid love story, because of course there is. So, the main girl, there's a jock that likes her, and then there's a nerd. The nerd in the group, his name is Marcus, I think. And after all this is like happening, even when they were gonna leave the place, he has like this moment with her, and he was like, "Should I give you your gift now?" And she's like, "Oh, okay." Like even though like people are dying, so he takes her to like this table, and he has like all these cups set up, and every cup has a different nation's flag in it. And she's like, oh my god, what's happening? And he was like, well, I remember you like taffy or sour candy or something. And he goes, this is that candy from every country in the world. And so she's like, oh, that's so cute. But I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute. Y'all were here this whole time. Y'all were gonna leave and go to a bar, and you were just gonna leave this present on a table and not tell her this earlier? Okay, and then going back to the jock that likes the girl. Apparently, he was going to have 4 of his hockey team friends come into Fun Haven and then beat up Marcus, because he was like, I like her, but she doesn't like me, but I'll be damned if I'm going to lose her to the nerd. So I'm going to have these 4 guys come in and like rough him up. Oh, okay, because she's going to fall into your arms after that. So then, apparently there's this bar that's right next door to Fun Haven, called Saints and Sinners, I think, like some weird name. The most diviest bar that's right next to this entertainment place. So, we go in there, and we see these 4 guys, and they're trying to just like chug-a-lug before they go beat the nerd up. And then, all of a sudden, like, Mickey is there. So Mickey, I'm just gonna get this out the way right now because it's so stupid it makes no sense. Mickey Mouse is teleporting through the movie. At first I thought it was like a theory and there, you know, like he's pulling a Jason, you know how Jason would be outside and then you're like, ah, and then you run into the house and then all of a sudden his ass is like right behind you in the house. Like, how the fuck did he do that? Well, Mickey is doing this all over this movie, right? Remember, the building's chained up and locked, but at one point he's outside. And then in the very next scene, he's back inside, running down a hall, chasing somebody. So I was like, are there multiple Mickeys? But apparently there's just that one. But anyway, he just all of a sudden teleports to the bar next door. And they have the worst fight scene ever. Like, all four guys surround him. Like, some of them have like hockey sticks in their hands. And just with just one swing and a hit, he just takes the one guy out, the one guy out, the one guy out, and he does this and hits the one guy out. I don't see no bartender. I don't see no other patrons like in the bar. It's just these four dudes in an empty bar. What sense does this make? And why the fuck is Mickey next door killing these people who really have nothing to do with the story? They're just there to, I guess... Okay, so Mickey comes back to Funhaven. Now, you guys, now remember I was saying that girl Rebecca, she's in jail, right? Because apparently she's the sole survivor, and she knows everything that went down in this place, right? Even what happened next door, even though she tells the cops this, but you may be asking yourself, like, is she with the group while all this is happening? Well, the answer is no, because Rebecca is in the laser tag place. And even the cops are like, wait, you're in the laser tag area. You're not out here. But you seem to just know everything that's happening, right? And at one point I thought she said she saw like the CCTV video, whatever. But that means she would have had to be like in a control room to see that. So that don't make sense, bitch. What is happening? Like... As the movie's going on, I was like, okay, well, obviously she's the murderer because her story just makes no sense whatsoever. Or why she knows things and who did this and whatever, and she's giving them attitude, and they're like, bitch, we don't believe you. And I'm like, I don't believe her either. Like, lock her away. Oh my god. So, at one point, since she's like in there, another person comes into that room, and then Mickey kills him. No, Mickey is chasing him and her around the laser tag area. And then Marcus, some girl, and the main girl, they're in the front at the main desk, and there's a TV monitor behind them. But then all of a sudden the TV monitor switches over to the CCTV inside the laser tag. Like, no one took a remote and flipped the channel. Like, it just turns into the monitor in there. And so they're just watching these people run away. So anyway, the guy gets killed. I don't remember who that was. But Mickey takes his knife and cuts the back of Rebecca's ankle. Right? He cuts her leg. So she can't walk or do anything, right? So she's just pretty much still in the laser tag area, like, for the rest of the movie. Even though she's still narrating what's happening on the outside of the laser tag. Alright, so anyway, they really do figure out that Mickey teleports because they see him do it. Like, at one point he's here, and then he just goes, boop, and disappears. So, I don't know where that came from. I do have to say, in the Steamboat Willie cartoon, towards the end, he does have a knife, and I think the cartoon ends with him not killing things, but he just has a knife, right? So I'm like, okay, well, maybe that's why he's running around with this knife. So they're like, well, let's pull the fire alarm because the phones aren't working. She can't turn the lights on inside the building because Steamboat Willie is playing on the monitor in the office room. Whatever. That's dumb. and then she just like announces over the intercom, like, we are going to go to the roof. Go to the roof. So, like, if you're going to run away from a killer, why would you get on the speakers and be like, Go to the roof, you guys. Go to the roof. Where's the roof? You're here. You're telling them over here in a whole other part of the building to go to the roof. Well, where the fuck is that? Like, I don't know where that door is. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? There's not a lot left, but it's just dumb. Like, that girl Jama, the one that left to go bone her boyfriend in the beginning of the movie, she does come back. And Mickey's outside, apparently just waiting for her. He just pops outside, and then she gets killed. And anyway, they figure out that the strobe light stuns him. That's what it is. So anytime he's in the strobe light, he can't teleport. He's just kind of like stuck in it. So they trap him in like this playpen area that I guess has strobe lighted inside. And then they actually get the guy down on the ground. Like, you know, they're hitting him with stuff. They get him down. They're holding him down. And the main girl comes out. And I thought they were going to like Scooby-Doo him and be like, okay, you know what, let me just take this mask off, right? But then somehow he controls the lights in the building. The strobe stops. Everything turns red. And then he goes, boop, and disappears, right? So then, we hear the fire trucks and things coming. Because remember, they did pull the fire alarm, right? Well, that was like half an hour ago. So, now the fire department is coming. And then, the girl's looking around and she's like, I don't think he's coming back. I don't think he's coming back, you guys. And then all of a sudden, Mickey Mouse pops up behind her out of thin air with the fucking, like, medieval sword. What is this? The sword in the stone now? Disney? He has this big ass sword. And he goes whoosh, and he decapitates the main girl. So there's still three people in the room. And this one jock guy, no, was it him? Yeah, it was one of the jock guys. He goes, oh, that man is a... And I shit you not, you guys. The movie just goes black. I thought something was wrong with my Prime, right? So I had my remote and I was like, wait, what? Did I lose internet connection? No, the movie's over. And the credits start rolling. Which is super confusing because Rebecca said at the beginning of the movie, or not even Rebecca, it was the detective people, and they were like, you're the only survivor of this whole thing, now you have to tell us what happened. But in the end of the movie, Rebecca then changes her story at one point and says, I forgot what she said, it was something stupid, and they're like, well, how did you know that? And she goes, oh, they told me. And they were like, well, when did they tell you that? And she goes, oh, when we were in the ambulance. Who's in the ambulance? Because it looks like the three people survived. Oh yeah, because I think the cops even did say, like, they're not talking. They're unable to say anything. So what does that mean? They're in a hospital? Like, and then they have the nerve to have an after credit scene where we're back at the jail cell. And I was not even going to fast forward to see, because I was like, they better not. And sure enough, they did, because I was going to turn that shit off. And I say, you know what? That's what movies do now. I fucking hate after credit scenes. Who started that shit? Why I gotta sit through the credits to get to something that's gonna happen for like 6 seconds? So we get to the end of the movie, and you see Rebecca, and she's like this, and she's in the jail cell. Then all of a sudden, someone comes up to it, and it's Mickey like going, hee. I want to introduce you to my friends, or I want to introduce you to other people, or something. And the jail cell magically opens, and you see his silhouette in the back with his Mickey ears. And Rebecca smiles and then gets up and leaves the jail cell. Come here. He cut the back of her leg in the movie. I don't see a crutch. I don't see a wheelchair. She gets up and walks out. So, is she like a witch? There's no witches in Steamboat Willie. Is she gonna become his Minnie? So is she invincible? Y'all, I'm pissed off. Alright. I'm so glad this movie was $3.99. That's too much anyway. Like I was really like, I just want to see what's gonna happen. Like, this is gonna be awesome. It's just a stupid slasher movie. Half it doesn't make sense. The writing's awful. The dialogue is awful. The storyline is awful. Nothing makes sense. The acting is bad. I thought this one girl was like foreign. The slut that gets killed. She says something. I forgot what she says, but it was when she was in the ball pit, and the perv comes over and he says something, and she says something to him. I was like, what accent is that? She just changed accents, and I think it's just her line delivery. And Noah was like, let's do that again. Let's say it differently. No, and they did it in one take, and they just moved along. Y'all, I can express enough how awful and stupid this movie is. This is probably the top of my list of stupid movies I have ever seen. I just sat through that damn Trap movie, which, again, I was trying to give that movie credit. I was not as horrible as other people were when I saw the reviews afterwards. However, I'm pretty sure you're going to see this video after I just watched The Watchers. And I was like, this movie can go to hell. That movie was just awful. But no, this is probably the worst movie. Alright, you guys, this is an O negative movie, okay? And I'm actually recording this. It's like an emergency recording because I just watched it and I plopped my fat ass on this floor and started recording. So I don't even have my shots ready. Okay, I do have a drink. 15 minutes into this movie, I was like, I need some vodka and some orange juice or something, because I was not planning on drinking tonight, because I had to get my ass up to go to work tomorrow. And I was like, you know what? I won't be doing those shots, but you know, let me fill this up, and you know, oh my god. So this movie, if I had shots, would get absolutely no shots whatsoever. I can't even just. Alright. Let me know if do you guys even remember this movie was coming out? I forgot. And there's still another Mickey Mouse movie coming out, which I think it's supposed to be more obviously towards like, look, Steamboat Willie, they could have did anything from this cartoon. You have, what, was that the first appearance of Pete in his, like, one of his original forms? Before he had, didn't he have like a peg leg at one point? But anyway, I thought maybe Pete would be in the movie, or, you know, maybe he would like digitally come out or something, and then maybe they fight. Minnie's in the movie, or, well, the cartoon. Minnie's not. No, I don't know how that works. Okay, the Steamboat Willie cartoon, they can do whatever they want. Does that include the Steamboat Willie version of Minnie? Like, can she not do something in this? I don't know how this works. But anyway, it just makes no fucking sense. They put this shit together as this quick cash grab and just said, fuck you, here it is. Alright, what was I saying? So anyway, let me know in the comments your thoughts. If you're going to see this movie, if you want to see this movie, if you did see this movie, what did you think? Does this make sense to you? I can't. Alright, you guys, so, yeah. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I will see you all in the next episode. I need to watch a really funny movie and just something positive. Like, all the movies I watched lately sucked. Alright, I will talk to y'all later, alright? So, until then, TTFN.